What if the history we've been taught is a lie? The evidence is hidden here, beneath the surface, waiting to be rediscovered.
Welcome to this video on the architecture of suspicion. We will unpack the mechanics of history, media, and the myth of the New Zealand deep state. A significant percentage of the population is tuning out and turning away from the news. 60% of New Zealanders actively avoid the news, and 67% do not trust the news they receive. When trust in the information ecosystem collapses, alternative narratives fill the vacuum. One example is the myth of the hidden Eden in Waipoua Forest. Alternative narratives claim a massive, 3,500-year-old Celtic stone city exists. The deep state claim suggests the New Zealand government hid evidence of pre-Maori European settlers, locking the truth away until 2063. The archival reality shows a standard 75-year restriction was recommended in 1988 to prevent looting of Maori cultural sites. The embargo was entirely lifted in 1996, and today there are 30 years of total public access. The hidden report was only a 14-page index, and surveys confirm the structures are standard post-1200 AD Maori agricultural walls. The claim of megalithic masonry is actually a case of natural geometry. The structures are 330,000-year-old volcanic ignimbrite. As volcanic ash cools and contracts, it naturally fractures into right-angled, perpendicular joints, mistaken for mathematically advanced masonry. Another suspicion involves media gatekeeping, claiming a deliberate blackout hides specific international stories. The reality is the dissolution of the RNZ Press Association left local media dependent on Big Three wire services. Absence of coverage is driven by financial constraints and cultural proximity, not coordinated censorship. The economics of attention drain the local ecosystem. While digital advertising grew by 425%, traditional media ad revenue declined by 23.6%. 90 cents of every digital ad dollar leaves New Zealand for multinational platforms, meaning local outlets cannot afford dedicated foreign correspondents, forcing reliance on global syndicates. There's a disconnect between newsrooms and the public. 81% of RNZ journalists self-identify as left of center, compared to only 28% of the public. This unconscious ideological mismatch creates alienation for audiences, often misinterpreted as an intentional cabal agenda. The RNZ Russian edit scandal raised the question: system failure or state propaganda? An RNZ digital journalist was caught altering wire copy to insert pro-Kremlin talking points. The suspicion was that the state broadcaster pushes coordinated, hidden agendas. However, a transparent system audits its own failures through the accountability loop. The rogue edit led to public scrutiny, immediate suspension, transparent audit, and public correction. A true deep state hides its errors. A democratic institution audits them in public. The perfect storm synthesis shows how news avoidance, ecosystem financial starvation, and unconscious ideological bias create a vacuum of trust. The deep state is not a shadowy cabal, but a symptom of a fragile, underfunded information ecosystem colliding with human psychology and algorithmic amplification. The matrix of suspicion versus democratic reality reveals stark differences. Claims like a secret Celtic city or state-sponsored propaganda are contrasted with publicly available information, natural geological formations, and transparent accountability processes. Globally, New Zealand ranks 4th on the Corruption Perceptions Index and 22nd on the World Press Freedom Index. This data confirms that the country possesses robust, internationally validated safeguards against systemic corruption and authoritarian control. The real threat is ecosystem collapse, not a cabal. Local newsrooms are hollowing out. Transnational platforms extract domestic revenue without generating journalism, and algorithms prioritize outrage over accuracy. When professional curation disappears, unchecked information takes over the timeline. Protecting the democratic reality relies on verifiable facts. Defeating the architecture of suspicion requires more than debunking myths. It requires aggressively funding, demanding, and trusting public interest journalism. If not journalists, then who?